All right, next item on the agenda, DCEMS, bid for ambulance service. Would you please give that to our assistant prosecutor?
You don't want it?
The reason is, if we were to accept and let's say that we were to contract, I hope you realize we would be breaking state law.
This is a business opportunity for the Doddridge County Commission.
It would have to be bid competitive.
Right, I agree, 100%. That's why we asked you if we could submit a bid.
And I indicated that basically someone can ask to be put on the agenda, and we put them on the agenda. We don't restrict what you can ask,
Absolutely.
so that's why you were allowed to be on the agenda.
We're not in any disagreement with anything you said. We are at a point where we're growing, and we thought that it would be a good business opportunity to start here locally. What we have presented here is data. This is all data on the Doddridge County Emergency Squad. We've just completed a tremendous year in January. I'll go over that briefly with you, but let me start and just go through this, and then we'll go from there. First of all, we'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present this business opportunity to the Doddridge County Commission, and for the privilege of providing you with this quotation to provide Doddridge County with emergency medical care for the county for the fiscal year or any fiscal year, upcoming or otherwise. Let me get this off. I don't have all this stuff. Our research has showed what we're doing is we're looking at providing other forms of emergency care. Our research on the county showed that we averaged the average emergency calls last year was between 1,000 and 1,100 calls, and we're going to base this estimate on the number 1,200 calls, which is last year's average plus 10%, and we have calculated a per call price of for emergency equipment use, personnel, fuel costs, insurance, loading prices, administrative costs, billing, etc., etc., etc. And we're trying to work this out on the thing. We have just contracted for the purchase of actually 3 ambulances. 2 of the ambulances will be delivered, or brand new, will be delivered in June 2015. These units would be responsible for the e-calls that were contracted, if contracted in the county. They'd be dedicated to that. And we're also aware that all the calls aren't, the units won't be suited for all the calls in the county. So we have a vast inventory, and we have them listed in this for of other types of units, 4-wheel drive, bariatric, blah, 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 whatever the call consists of. The staffing that we're proposing would be, for these units, would be 2 complete crews, 24/7, 365. One would be a BLS crew, one would be an ALS crew, and they would be dedicated to e-calls. The problem with e-calls of greater numbers, for problems with e-calls with greater numbers, whether they be BLS or ALS crews, would be staffed out of the daily staff or by mutual aid agreements. In the changing times, the bottom dollar what's counted for this. We calculate that on a per average call price that we could provide ambulance service for Doddridge County for the sum of $781,256 for the fiscal year, paid quarterly and after the service had been received. This amount would be subject to a 25% recount fund of any e-calls that were dispatched from the communications center that was successfully billed. And that may take some minutes. You'll find attached in this brochure or stack of papers of data or licensing, or units available, or condition of the units available, level of training, level of personnel training, level of staffing, or payroll, or help me out here, the perks, the insurance coverage and stuff that we offer our crews. All this is figured in and calculated into this one figure. And also, if additional calls run above 1,200 calls, we priced that each additional call could be billed at a rate of $651.04 per call. Now, if you take a look at the Doddridge County Emergency Squad, since conception, we started out at a big year, 386 calls for the year. Last year, at the Christmas party, we were topping 4,000 runs for the year. And we figured that 4,500 to 4,800 runs this year for the Doddridge County Emergency Squad. Copies of contracts, copies of mutual aid agreements, everything about the Doddridge County Emergency Squad's here. We finished this, our budget's here. We finished last year in the plus with money in the bank. All the units paid for, all the buildings are paid for except one, right? And we are purchasing, we're in the process of paying it off at an early rate. That was a agriculture grant, right?
Yeah.
Agriculture grant that we had for the addition where we built the garage on. We've been paying it off, paying ahead on it. But we are growing. We are working with other counties. We're working with other agencies. We're working with a lot of different facilities, and we just think that it's time that we put it out there that, and we'd entertain a competitive bid. We think that we're going to see a lot of it down the road, and we're wanting to move forward. And this is put together. You know, this is about the Doddridge County Emergency Squad. We're moving forward. We want to be the provider here in the county if we can. If not, you know, we're working other places. But you're going to start seeing the ambulances a lot of different places. And we're very busy. We're hiring every day. We're 4 medics now. 4 now, and we're interviewing more. And we're taking, had a trip to Bluefield the other day. It was a different trip. They called and wanted to know if we take it. We're handling bariatric calls. We're handling any type of call that we're pretty much given. Plus, we're running probably 15 to 20 calls a month. All those stats are in there. The stats are there for the year. It's black and white. It's you know, there's nothing that it's just pure fact. And there's nothing that can't be, it's right here. And what we're wanting to do is just put the offer out there. If we should be considered, we'd be very happy. If not, we're just trying to get things going and get moving forward. That's basically it. Any questions?
No.